Hello. Okay. Good evening. Good evening, one and all. Welcome to this Sure Success webinar series. Today it's going to be very exciting for a simple reason. This topic around ego is something which is very rare and unique. I was fortunate enough to attend a workshop on economics, and it's by Markham and Smith. So it's based on that. Besides my personal experience and my learnings in and around ego, and more so, how is it impacting our personal professional growth and also business? So before we start, definitely I would like to have a cross check, because there could be some of you who are joining this webinar through Zoom for the first time. So let's have some hygiene check. Thanks for your wishes, those of you who started greeting me. So let's check with the chat. Please open your chat and say, I am ready. Just key in, I am ready. Let me see how many of you are in a position to hear me loud and clear. How many of you are in a position to see me and also respond back saying that I am ready. Fantastic. Welcome. So welcome to Reena, Divya, Venki, Veena, Aparna, Divya, Mahita, Aparna, Nidhi, Ramesh, Hemangi, Reena, TS1. I would like to know about you. Raghavendra, Beena, Suchitra, Vidya Nayak, Pankajacharya. Nice to have each one of you around. So it's a confirmation that we are all good to start. Thank you, Meenakshi. Awesome. How many of you have read this book, Egonomics? If you have read it, say yes. Himangi, very good. Okay, looks like but for Himangi, for each one of you, it's new. So Himangi, you will have some refreshing and also my view of how I had been handling or managing ego in my personal and professional life. And for each of you who could not read the book or who do not know, I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. Stay tuned till the end of the session, and I bet you will definitely be satisfied for the time what you are going to spend. So let me ask you this question. How many of you think ego is something which is actually troubling you? If it is troubling you, say yes. Looks like almost each one of you. Either it is your ego or it is somebody's ego. So, from the Indian context, we had been taught that ego is not good. Do we have anybody who is an national of other country other than India, or who has logged in from any other part of the world? If yes, please key in the details. Either you are not an Indian or you are logging in out of India. If that is the case, please say the place from which you are logged in. Looks like all of you are either from India and Indians. It's very important for me to have a dipstick check. Perfect. I think without much of delay, now we can start. Let me share the screen. Okay, may I have confirmation from couple of people through chat if you are in a position to see the screen, please? Fine. Thank you, Nishant. I appreciate you joining. Good going. Fantastic. So first and foremost, I would like to pass on a good news. We are celebrating hat trick. Having said that, we started this every Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. webinar series, and we completed 3 weeks successfully so far. And this is the fourth week. So we have completed 1 month, and 3 times continuously we have done. At this point of time, my mood and mindset is we will continue to do this as long as possible, because last week I was traveling, still I could make it. So it means that irrespective of travel, irrespective of holiday, irrespective of rain or shine, we will ensure that this goes ahead. Good or good. If you are excited, please say good. Clap, clap. Thank you, Divya. Yes, this is what we have been doing. That's a good idea. If you are really excited, you can mention clap, clap, clap. Thank you, Nishant. I appreciate your nice words. Clap. Yes, Venkat. Thank you. And those of you who had been attending all the three or two or one can pass on 1 or 2 lines of how excited are you to come back and attend this session again. Those of you attended at least one session in the past. Good. Thank you. Awesome. So thanks for taking out time on this Wednesday evening. I am super excited, as each one of you are excited, and now the speed increases. Okay, as we move forward, the speed increases, because now, wow, I look forward to Wednesdays like how everybody would have waited for BGM. I know that's what the way we want to create, and each one of you, the moment you are happy with this, please spread the word. Please let others know that this is something which is going on. And now it is important for those people who are attending this session for the first time to know why we are doing what you are doing. And as each one of you are aware, the topic name is Ego is Good. Fundamentally, it is based on my experience, my learning about ego, and also a bit amount of good amount of focus on my learnings from egonomics. I am sure good amount of people must have read this book, but I was fortunate enough to attend the workshop written, the conducted by Markham and Smith. I don't remember it was Markham or Smith who came, and I don't remember the trainer's name, but it was from the same author and publisher who created the program. I was fortunate enough to go through while I was serving Microsoft. To avoid random lines on the screen, do the following. Once Suresh start the screen, okay? Yeah, I think it's very important. Each one of you, please cooperate such that I stay focused. No problem. Thank you. So yes, let's kickstart. Why am I doing what am I doing? Before my introduction, it is very important. Why the heck Suresh is spending this 1 hour, and that too without charging and conducting this webinar, and without having any upselling? It's very important for each one of you to know my belief system is helps. My belief system is each one of us are having every right to have a holistic life. And what is the better way than a webinar to communicate with each one of you week on week? As a trainer, as a speaker, when we conduct programs, we have people coming in 2 digits, four, and maximum 3 digits. Through webinar, we want to cover thousands and thousands of people as we move forward. That's the reason, in case you feel like thanking me, the only thing you can do is share the word about what was your learning from this webinar, and why should everybody log in and spend this 1 hour with us. And we have standardized it. It is every single Wednesday, week on week, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So that's the reason why I am doing what I am doing. While I started my career after quitting Microsoft, the support system was not that great, and the confidence that when we attend a webinar that we are going to get great value was very, very less. Webinars actually were very, very less. So that is the reason this series is going to share humongous knowledge, humongous things, and we are not giving description about the webinar because now today you will understand the importance of curiosity as you move forward. And topics like crucial conversation, topics like influence, topics like what we are doing today, each one amongst, I can bet very rarely these things are available in the market, and I am bringing this to your home, to your comfort, absolutely free of cost. Hopefully we will continue to do it free of cost, else we will have some nominal charge, and because of that fee nobody will shy away from attending. Now, friends, this is my mission statement. I live every single day in and around the mission. I love to enable and empower people live life of fulfillment by enhancing their performance multifold, easily, effortlessly, and efficiently. Having said that, I can enable and empower only those people who get in touch with me. I'm available on social media. I'm available through webinars. I do conduct workshops. I do conduct my programs. I'm a performance coach. And there are multiple ways of you getting in touch with me. So these people I'm committed. And how do I enhance performance is I am a coach and I have learned the methodology, and even my own personality aligns with that. And it is not 1x to 1.5x. It has to be 2x and above, like 3x, 5x, and 10x. Easily, effortlessly, efficiently, because we have discovered the tools and techniques, and I call it as smarter implementation system. And friends, this is the mission with which I had been living for past 15 years at this point of time. And by God's grace, there are so many people who got positively impacted through me and my teaching and my trainings. And I am so much indebted for each one of you taking out time and joining and helping me live my life. So this is little about me. Those of you who do not know, I had been with Microsoft. I'm an ex-Microsoftian, and at this point of time, I have two ventures. One is Ample Courses, the second one is One Life Academy. And overall, I have put about 28 years of experience in people and project management. I'm also an international certified performance coach, strengths-based, and I'm a practitioner and also a PMP. So the whatever you see as bold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you remember these 5 words, these are the keywords when you can think of consulting me, contacting me, seeking my help. It is very easy to reach me, and be rest assured you will get the required help from my side. So let me start with an attitude of gratitude. Jim Rohn is the person who made a huge impact and positive impact in my life. I got in touch with Jim Rohn way back in 2005, and from then on, life is never the same. Unfortunately, he is no more, but I was fortunate enough to meet him, greet him, and learn from him. And this is Alex Mandozian. Sorry, this is Blair Singer. And through him, I have learned the art of training in the best possible way. And this is T. Havekar, the man who created Millionaire Mind Intensive. And I happen to learn from him directly. And this is Suresh Padmanabhan, who has taught me how one should have relationship with money. Don't you think each one of you should know what should be our relationship with money? How many of you think money is very important? If you think money is very important, in the chat box say it's important. And the best part is each one of us can have a relationship with money. And Suresh Padmanabhan is doing a fantastic job by name Money Workshop. And if it is happening in your city, I urge you to go and attend his workshop, and you can go and mention that Suresh Babu of Bangalore has recommended. That's the way of expressing my gratitude. And I'm telling you, I don't even know who's going and attending, and there is no affiliate. I will not get a single pie as a commission. This is what is my giving to Mr. Suresh. Now we have Vijay Lakshmi Pathian. She is from Chennai. She is a psychology in doctorate in psychology, and she is my meditation guru or a spiritual guru. So, folks, why I'm telling is each one of us need different mentors, different coaches. People think if I sign with one mentor, is it enough? If I sign with one coach, is it enough? It's you and your way of looking at the growth. And all successful people existing on planet Earth today have got one or multiple mentors and coaches. At least, if not anything, they will help you not to do something which is wrong. So that's the thing why I'm showing you this. And this is Brian Tracy. I happened to get trained directly by him. I was fortunate enough to meet him and greet him. And this is Dr. D. Martini. You can look at his work, fantastic work he's doing in the space of values and life. And this is Clinton Swain, through whom I have learned how do I gamify my programs. Those of you who attended my Sure Success Intensive workshop or who are going to attend will experience the complete gamification, how we do it and all that. So that's a brief and introduction about me. Let's land the topic. So if you are ready to learn, then type in bring it on, BIO, bring it on, BIO space Suresh. The more responses I see, the more charged I will be and the more you are going to get out of today. Thank you, Tripathi, Riaz, Mahita, Ramesh, Himangi. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Okay, let's move on. Friends, ego is formed in each one of us because we are human beings with blood and pus. However, out of my life of more than 50 years, I could understand ego is formed naturally and also by nurturing. So, this is a concept which I want to share with each one of you. Each one of us are having an inborn, innate, natural ego which is inside us. It could be through your personality. As an MBTA certified practitioner, I help people know their personality and it will never change. That will create one sort of ego. And each one of us are blessed with 34 talents, and that talents will form your ego. And each one of us are having interests in life, which some people call it as a calling, some people call it as a purpose, some people call it as like, that is the reason why I'm born on this earth. Whatever you say, there is something known as interest. Interest is something you go crazy and do it whether you are getting something or not. Don't you think I'm too crazy to take out time on a Wednesday, week on week from 8 to 9? This is known as passion. This is known as interest. If somebody thinks I am a fool, they are right. If somebody thinks I'm doing a great job, they are right. If somebody thinks that, Suresh also is enjoying what he is doing, yes, they are right. This is known as interest. Each one of us must identify our personality, identify our talents, identify interest. Then only you will start living your life of fulfillment. You will thoroughly enjoy every single moment, forget about minute. Second thing, each one of us are having a ego because of traits and characteristics. I am tall, so I have one ego. I am short, so I have one another ego. My weight is on the higher side, there is one ego. I am absolutely slim, weak, that is another ego. My hair color is so and so, my skin color is so and so. My frame is built like this, my language is so and so, the culture from which we are brought up is so and so, and economical status, poor, rich. Friends, all these things are the reason for your naturally formed ego, in which you don't have a control. If you are born in one religion, you have one type of ego. If the same person is born in another religion, they have a different type of ego. Can you change it now? So let's not worry about what is natural, which cannot be changed. However, be hypersensitive to the fact that this is because of so and so. A person who is 6 footer, definitely will have an ego that I am so tall, nothing wrong. A person is absolutely handsome will have ego that I am handsome, nothing wrong. A person who is very beautiful, she will think I am so beautiful and nothing wrong in having an ego. Contrarily, if something is not there, then that is pulling them down in their life through a negative ego. And today, I feel blessed that I am in a position to communicate this and help you understand how to identify, not only that, how to know how is it formed. And by end of the session, I promise you will take humongous value along with you. And from tomorrow, the way you are going to manage your own ego and the way you are going to perceive and look at others is going to be completely changed, as it happened to me at one point of time, thanks to Microsoft, which gave me an opportunity to not only go through this knowledge, but conducted a workshop and given us the books and the resources. And I'm in a position to pass it on to you today. Good or good? Next is nurtured. Ego is based on your learnings in your life at this point of time. There is a learned ego. Who says tall is better than short? Why it is not the reverse? Society says, everybody says tall is better and short is not so. So tall is good. And few of you in this session may not agree because that is my learning, that is my perception. And somebody in this room may say, no, short is good. In our society, the shorter you are, the greater the person. If that is the case, I do respect it. So you will learn as you move across. And the culture. In some cultures, sitting on the floor is good and sitting on the dining table for having food is not so good. So we never know how your ecosystem is being formed based on your culture. And this is most important. My own, creation sort, innovation, which I picked up from multiple sources, is 3 E's of life. Hopefully, we will have a session on this, or whenever you attend SSI or Sure Success Intensive, we'll be spending a lot of time on this. And whenever we are announcing, we will let you know. So, friends, please understand the education, the experience, the environment in which you were brought up also forms an ego. IITNs versus BITNs versus another engineering college, there is an ego. Agree? Yes or yes? Similarly, professional graduation versus non-professional graduation. Similarly, graduation versus non-graduation. Literate versus illiterate. You know, this education, I went through this school versus I went to that school. I'm sending my child to this school. I'm sending my child to that school. You know, this is something which is helping or making the ego form. Then your experiences. A person who has got a fantastic experience of leading some life or doing something will have one type of ego. Somebody says, I did not have an experience of traveling in the aircraft. Probably that is another type of ego which is pulling them down. We don't know. And the environment in which you are brought up, the parenting, the society, the environment, the area, the apartment, the community, the city, the location, the country. If you were to be born in China, your ecosystem is different. If you were to be born in US, your ecosystem is different. If you were to be born in Pakistan, your ecosystem is different. And because you are born in India, probably your ecosystem is different. So please understand, ego is formed because A, nature, B, nurture. If you are listening to this attentively, please key in what all are the two things because of which the ego is formed. Go ahead and type in. Please answer me, what all are the two ways egos are formed? Nature and nurture. Fantastic. Nature and nurture. If you are not listening now, the only now you saw, then copy paste it. Absolutely not a problem. Thank you. Keep moving on. Go ahead. Yes. It's a beautiful system, irrespective of where you are, what you are, gender, education, and all that. There is one element which is embedded inside you. because of the gender, because of the height, because of the color, because of the caste, because of the creed, because of whatever it is. Then something came up because of your education, because of your experience, because of your environment. So nature and nurture. Let's move on. Thanks a lot to each one of you for responding the moment I asked you. So let's now get on to what all are the definitions and how is it being defined. A person's sense or self-esteem or self-important. So when you look at this definition, how beautiful is ego? This is how you feel important. So it's very critical to understand having a proper dose of ego in life is very, very important. Your ego is your conscious mind, the part of your identity that you consider yourself. Conscious mind versus unconscious or subconscious is completely different. So ego is something which is going to let you know about your conscious mind. But mind you, my friends, it may not be true. So, ego means self awareness, a part of the mind that mediates between the conscious and the unconscious. So, we always have this mediation which is happening through the self awareness. And beautiful thing is, ego is responsible for reality testing and also a sense of personal identity. So, this helps you understand what is real and how do you have a sense of your personal identity. And one amongst the things Markham and Smith says is ego is both a liability and an asset. Ego works for us and against us depending on how it is managed. So now let me take a pause here and ask you, what all are the advantages and disadvantages of electricity at home? When will it be a liability? When it will be a asset? The power supply, the electricity at home. Please key in what comes to your mind. When the huge bill, then it's liability. Okay, when is it an asset, Mamta? Go deeper and see when can it become a too much of liability for your life. Okay. Hazard is a liability. Huge bill is a liability. Now, what is that you need to know to manage and ensure the liabilities are decreasing and assets are increasing? You need to know the techniques. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Ram, for joining and also answering. When it is not there, it's a liability, and when it is there, it is an asset. Absolutely. We are so dependent on power. If it is not there, it's going to be too much of a hurdle. So let me stop this responses and let me put it this way. Imagine there is an electrical shock and there is a huge calamity. It's a horrible liability. Don't you agree with me? And similarly, we are in a position to have this webinar. We are in a position to live life just because of electricity. Imagine minus that, whether it could be through battery or solar or whatever it is. So please understand, conversion of a liability into asset is the smart way. Similarly, today's session is all about how can we ensure that ego starts working for us and we reduce it working against us. Another concept which I'm sure each one of you will be surprised to see is the negative emotions like hate, fear, delusion, all these things, ego is responsible. Please understand, ego is a part of you that defines itself as a personality, separates itself from the outside world, and considers itself a separate entity for the rest of and the cosmos. So you can look at the picture. It looks like a tree and also you can see a face. Some part is beautiful with the leaves and the flowers, and the other side there is nothing. So we can always ensure and nurture that our ego moves away from hate, fear, and delusion once you manage properly. So managing your emotions also is possible by managing the egos. Now let us look at the senses. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you sense through the touch, and whatever you are thinking, the study of individual consciousness and its modes of experience is also something we call it as pure egology. Friends, keeping in view the short time what we have, I'm just taking it through such that it makes some sense that ego is good. However, in case you are interested in knowing more, I strongly recommend you can invest some time in terms of going through some books or videos. Not much of videos are available on this. You can read the book. I'll show you, give you the details of the book and the other by end of the session. Or you can always invite me for sharing this with your teams at your office, and we can always look at that. You can ping me and we can talk about that. So please understand, it is known as pure egology. Now, those of you who said money is important, please raise your hand or again make a mention that yes, money is important in the chat window. I'm sorry. Yes, it's important. Tripathi. Thank you, Divya, Venkatraman, Ramesh. Okay, let me ask you a quick question. How many of you are into business or you have your own organization? If you have one, please mention I have. Those of you who are having your own organization, who's an entrepreneur, who's having a business, can mention I have. Well, Suchitra, in the process, welcome. Meenakshi, you have one. Very good. Trying to build one, Aparna. Congratulations. Go ahead. Okay. So this I do not know. Oh my God, he's pulling my leg. That's fine. You always do that, Mr. Ram. He has got multiple businesses. He's a leadership coach and a trainer. And Mr. Ram, I'm so happy that you are on the call. So, ego is invisible line item on every company's profit and loss statement. When you look at P&L statement, everything is written in black and white, but for ego, and that's what Markham and Smith says, ego is invisible line item. The second thing we need to be cautious is 51% of business people estimate that ego costs their company anything between 6 to 15% of annual revenue. Friends, worldwide, it's a big thing. Last but not the least, currently 63% of business people say ego negatively impacts work performance on hourly daily basis, and additional 31% say it happens weekly. So please understand, ego is playing a vital role in everybody's life, more so in business. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a leader, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, if you have a team, and if you are doing business, it's a beautiful idea to invest some time to understand how ego can be managed at the workplace in the best possible way. And I am sure this session is going to be of humongous help. Now let's look at best side of ego. So far we had been hearing all our life ego is bad. Now I will take the opportunity to let you know some fantastic good news. By having strong ego strength, the individual feels that he or she can cope with the problem and find new ways of dealing with struggles. Friends, worldwide economic slowdown, recession, issues with climate, education, career, family, relationship, whatever it is, people who are strong in terms of having an ego strength are the only ones who can cope up with the problem, and they find new ways of dealing with struggle. Good or good? Please key in absolutely good or AG in your chat box. Just work on your ego and you will get so much of strength that no problem can stop you. You will become unstoppable. That's what it says. Now, the second advantage which I could capture is these people can handle whatever life throws at them without losing their sense of self. Isn't it good? So once you work on your ego, now it makes a lot of sense why you must stick to the next 30 minutes and why you should come and join this webinar week on week. And I promise you, you will never ever feel this time is being wasted. That's the reason we named it as Hour of Power. And if you are overwhelmed, if you are very happy, please bring your team. Please tell to your family members and let them enjoy. And then they can take a decision whether they want to attend later or not. So, learning about ego, which we are going to do in the next 30 minutes, is superb. People with good ego strength tend to be very resilient in the face of life difficulties. So, friends, we can avoid the undue situations what people take. Some people just jump out of the building for no reason and give their life. What is happening is they are not in a position to manage ego properly. They are not in a position to handle. This is not the only solution. Let me have a disclaimer. But people with good ego strength tend to be very resilient in facing the life. I'm sure this makes sense. And now let's change the gears and get on to something very, 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 very important. Now, how do we identify if ego is kicking in and how do we convert that liability into an asset? So there are four early signs, warning signs, which are being recommended by in the book Economics, and that helps you really take it forward as you move forward from Markham and Smith. If you are ready, say I am ready in the chat box because now we are changing the gear and taking it to the next level. IMR. Go ahead. Fantastic. Thank you, Uzma, Mamta, Anurag, Divya, Ramesh, Meenakshi. I'm so happy each one of you are active and I recommend all others to participate because participation only gets you value for your time and effort. If you are driving and if you are not in a position, I'm absolutely fine. I don't want you to take a risk. I'm so glad even while driving, you are on the call. Okay, thanks for your responses. Let's move on. Four early warning signs that ego is shifting from asset to liability. The first one is being comparative. Excessively comparing oneself to the competition is the first sign, and I will take you through the details in the next slide. Please understand, excessively comparing oneself to competition is something which each one of us must and should stop. Let's get into the details. So the first one being comparative, excessive comparing oneself to the competition. Ironically, being too competitive makes us less competitive. What a surprising statement. Friends, being too competitive makes us less competitive. Knowingly who wants to do that. So the smart way is never ever get too competitive when it comes to your personal and professional life. And this is what is very, very important. By fixating on someone else, we give up our true potential in the name of becoming better than or at least as good as. The example which comes to my mind is never ever compare yourselves with another human being. Period. You are unique and you need to be working on yourselves to be the best. The moment you compare, you are losing out on your true potential. So that's what we call it as by fixating on someone else. In some context, you need to have a benchmark. However, some people go too competitive. That is what is important here. Excessively and too competitive are the key words. And the second one is being defensive. Providing one's point even in the face of convincing opposing evidence. Let's look at what does it say. There is a vital difference between defending an idea and being defensive. Very tricky statement. Let me read it out again. There is a vital difference between defending an idea and being defensive. The motive behind defending an idea is to let the best argument win. When we are defensive, we defend our position as if we are defending who we are. So, friends, there is no point in getting into that defensive mode at all. You need to be very careful when being defensive, providing one's point even in the face of convincing opposing evidence. Because the moment you start having this as a motive, you are lost. So it's very, very important. Let me read it out again. There is a vital difference between defending an idea and being defensive. So idea versus being taking it personal. The motive behind defending an idea is to let the best argument win, which is good. And when we are defensive, we defend our position as if we are defending who we are. So this is at a personal level. Now, the third one is showcasing brilliance, expecting recognition to feed one's ego. Let me take you through the details. Showcasing isn't about making our brilliance visible, it's about making it the center of attention. Showcasing isn't about making our brilliance visible, it's about making it the center of attention. The more we want or expect people to recognize, appreciate, or be dazzled by how smart we are, the less they listen, even if we do have better ideas. So there's no point in getting there where you are trying to prove your point and trying to showcase and all that, and people will not listen to you. So that's the reason your deeds, your action, your works should be something which should be speaking for you. The last but not the least is seeking acceptance, being one's self worth on the approval of others. Leadership is best reserved for those who don't need a leadership position to validate who they are. I am reminded of a book, I am unable to recollect the author. It says leadership without title. So these are the leaders. Leadership is best reserved for those who don't need a leadership position to validate who they are. Being aware of what people think is a sign of great leadership. Becoming oversensitive to what people think of us keeps us from being true to ourselves. Pardon for the spelling mistake. There are two spelling mistakes here. Becoming oversensitive to what people think of us keeps us from being true to ourselves. So never ever be away from being true to yourselves. Friends, these are the four signs. The first one being comparative, the second one being defensive, the third one being showcasing brilliance, and the fourth one is seeking acceptance. So here I would like to have a quick check from the room. Please key in all the four titles of the signs, that is being comparative, being defensive, showcasing brilliance, and seeking acceptance. Let's spend some time. It's absolutely fine to take a pause here. Please go ahead. Audio not coming, Pradyumna. Pradyumna, can you again confirm? And others, is anybody having a challenge? No? Yes? Okay, Riaz, thank you. Being comparative, being defensive, showcasing brilliance, and seeking acceptance. CDBA. I like CDBA, but I want you to key in, Raghavendra. There is a reason why I'm asking you to do that. One among the things I have learned from a guru, he says, if I say something, it is me saying something. If you say something, it is you saying something. So when you key in, when you type, it makes all the difference in your learning curve. The trainers in the room, the speakers in the room, hope you are understanding and you can apply this learning. Thank you. Hope nobody is doing copy paste. Please key in, it makes all the difference. Awesome. Good participation. Give us a big round of applause. And the formula is clap, 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 clap. Go ahead. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Are you ready? Thank you. So now that we got to know about the 4 signs, let me see. Yes, ready, Raghavendra. Thank you. Let's move on and talk about 3 principles. So these are the ones which will help you counteract the early signs. So the 4 early signs are being identified. Now we are going to talk about how do we counteract the early signs. Before I talk about the early signs, I would like to introduce you to what we do. So people in the room who do not know me may be wondering, other than this 1 hour of power on a Wednesday night, what does Suresh Babu and his organization do? So at One Life Academy, we are into people management, we are into project management, and also into image management, predominantly around training and coaching. So we provide online training, offline training, corporate trainings around these 3 verticals. And I am also a business coach. I handhold and help people in terms of coaching. So individuals could be CEOs, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, founders, and aspiring entrepreneurs. And teams from business standpoint, we bring lot of tangible results as a success stories. And those of you who are interested can always ping me because I don't want to spend more of this time in talking about those things. And my group coaching program is Sure Success Intensive. And this is where we help people know their personality, know their strengths, have a lot of game, dance, learning, and it had been a beautiful success. And I love doing that again and again and again. And the next one will be in November in all probabilities. So this is a 2-day group coaching workshop what we do. So from the training standpoint, recently we launched our online training, which we call it as Ample Courses. And I urge each one of you to look at both the websites. And once the session is over or during this program, I will request Rupa to copy paste the URL of One Life Academy and also Ample Courses so that they can go through that. So thanks for your time. It was a short intro about my professional side and when you can think of reaching us in case. We are not talking about commercials. We are not talking about offering because we don't want to do that. So now let's move on to 3 principles to counteract the early stage. So can I hear from you through the chat? Bring it on, Suresh, BIO. Okay. Now, 3 principles, these are going to be a game changer, and I love this because it's so simple to practice. The first one is humility. Humility is the equilibrium between too much and too little ego. So, friends, as a common man, as a learner, as a professional, as a person to be successful, I am sure by now you got to know too much is too bad, too little is equally bad. So each one of us must carry a little bit of ego with us and with humility. The second one is curiosity. Results in the exploration of ideas and the courage to test these ideas. I wholeheartedly appreciate all the 42 people on the call for a simple reason. But for your curiosity, you would not have joined this call. But for your curiosity, you would not have stayed on this call. And I am also very curious what is going to happen without me publicizing the complete content. The only title was given, Ego is Good. And we are not even spending time to make it very attractive. I'm too good in creating attractive topics. People who know me, they know me. But we are trying to keep it very, very simple to understand the curiosity levels. And that's very, very important. And the third one is very crucial. It's veracity. The consistent pursuit of and adhering to the truth. Come what may, we must stick and give that what we are talking that we will give. People should brand you as a person who can be trusted. Let's get into all the three in detail. Humility is the first principle of economics. So here I would like to call out this ego plus economics is what Markham and Smith wanted to call it. And economics is not about only the money part of it. Economics is in and there, everywhere. That is the asset and liability equation. Humility is the first principle of economics because of its unique ability to open minds. Are you in a position to grasp something, and do you agree that this session today is opening up your mind to some extent, if not in full? Let me hear you out on the chat. See, what is opening up your mind is making you be open to accept. Ego is not good, point number one. Ego too less is not good, point number two. Too much is not good. And we need to be smart enough to have a balance. And you have learned the early signs such that you can manage. So this is what is going to be opening up of your mind. Thank you for giving the One Life Academy link. Humility is the means to an end, and that end is progress of the business. Another characteristic of humility is constructive discontent. Very beautiful word being coined here by Markham and Smith. Constructive discontent, without causing loss of confidence or lessening the importance what we have achieved. Humility craves the next level of performance. You must have seen by now the best of the best leaders, the best of the best successful people have high humility. Few people have it naturally, few people have that as a honed skill. And today, through this 1 hour session, the Hour of Power and the webinar, Sure Success series, I am in a position to introduce you to this one principle. And the second one is curiosity. This is the active ingredient that drives exploration of ideas. Be curious like a child. Be curious like a person who does not know anything. And only then, irrespective of your age, irrespective of your gender, irrespective of religion, irrespective of your region, the success happens automatically. Because curiosity gives us the permission and courage to test what we think, feel, and believe to be true. Good amount of people, because of our academic nature, where failing is supposed to be bad, nobody wants to have courage to test about what they think, what they feel, and what they believe. And this effort of this webinar itself is a completely novel idea. I was thinking, why not we do this? And we are doing. And I'm curious how successful it be. The day when we reach 100 people on this particular webinar is the day I will think, okay, my efforts are right and there is acceptance in the market. So feel and believe to be true. Remind us, we don't know everything about anything. Friends, here I would like to take a pause. Each one of us must have so much of curiosity because we should get reminded again and again and again to accept that we don't know everything about anything. This world, this planet Earth, this universe has got so much that one life is not sufficient for us to learn. Forget about becoming a master. How many of you resonate and accept with this thought process? Now put across in one sentence. I'm curious to see that. I go gungo about learning as much as possible. Either I am on the stage or I am off the stage, learning from person to person. Please key in what is happening in your mind. Put it across in one line about this particular thing. Don't know everything about anything. Absolutely bang on. Thank you. Let's move on. Now, the third thing is veracity. Veracity is the habitual pursuit of and adherence to truth. So, come what may, we should be truthful. That's what we are trying to say. It helps make the undiscussable discussable and closes the gap between what we think is going on and what's really going on. So, friends, unless you have this veracity and you have the habitual pursuit, you will not get into this. And I love these two words, undiscussable, discussable. It helps makes the undiscussable discussable and closes the gap between what we think is going on and what's really going on. Because there is always a gap between what we are thinking and what is going on. And that is where you need to get into a proper discussion because you have a habitual pursuit of adherence to truth, and all these things put together only will take you to places. Managing ego, understanding the ego, understanding these principles and taking it forward and having a proper balance is the purpose of this particular session which we had been spending time on. So let me just quickly check on the chat. Yes, yeah, thank you. There are two URLs which are being provided. Please go through that and want to know more, you can always sync up with us. Now comes the most important thing. The learning will not have fruition unless you put it into action. So this time I'm not going to ask you to do this, do this, do this. I am going to ask you, what is that you are going to do? I want you to write in your notebook or in your system or key in here in the chat box. I will do A, B, C. First point, second point, third point. Let me pause for about 60 seconds such that you can mention these three. Please ponder how was your learning? What is that you are going to do differently? And make a fill in the blanks. I will do A, B, C. First point, second point, third point. Go. If you are okay, you can type it in the chat box or you can make a mention in your book. Yes, Rias, I want you to write what is that one thing you are going to do, what is the second thing you are going to do, what is that third thing. Very good, Tripathi, I like that. And I would like to see each one of you doing this exercise because it's going to be very, very powerful. See, our webinar is completely different for a simple reason. I believe in action, I believe in results. Unless you take action, nothing happens. Good. Keep moving. Keep moving. And those of you who are keen to learn more, you can always read this book. Now I'm keying in the name of the title. So I shared the title of the book and the author's details. Those of you who want can always pick up one. Okay. However, the second half of the session where we started with the four early warnings is from this book. The first part is what I have prepared based on, and that's a context setting. So hope each one of you found this session very interesting and useful. So thanks a lot for sharing your action items. What are you going to do as you move forward? So friends, are you ready to help others live life of fulfillment is the question I am asking you. If you got this 1 hour webinar from me, I want you to promise that you will do something for others in a similar fashion. Because one amongst the belief system I have is help helps. In your own way, in your own situation, whatever you can do, it could be sharing knowledge, it could be giving something. I want each one of you to stay committed that yes, I am ready to help others live life of fulfillment because the way things are happening in day-to-day life, it's very important for us to understand there is a need for spreading this type of word. And once you spread the word and help me live my mission, probably you are extending your gratitude to me. And when I say my mission, I'm 3000% clear about my mission. Those of you who are observing me for past few years only can understand every single day I'll be looking at an opportunity to impact as many people as possible. And that is giving me the energy for the day, energy for the week, and energy for the month and years together. So this is the final thing with which I would like to close. Please understand results do matter. Irrespective of what you are doing at this point of time, you could be a student, you could be on sabbatical, you could be employed, you could be doing business, you could be doing anything which I did not cover. But please understand results do matter. And let me make you what is my belief system, and I am sure once you start managing your ego, once you know how to balance it, once you identify the early signs, once you start applying the principles, your behavior becomes better. Once you have a better behavior, you will become a better person for sure. Once you become a better person, your actions will be better. Once you have a better actions, the results will be better. Once the results are better, your behavior becomes still better because you want to do much more. And once your behavior becomes better, you become a better person. So this is a cycle. You will keep on increasing the radius. You will start with something wherever you are, and it goes on and on and on, and it moves. So friends, hope you got the value for your time. Hope I was in a position to stand up to your expectation from this webinar. If the answer is yes, which I am confident the answer is yes, then please share, please write a review, please help someone get better. You can post it on Facebook, you can post it on Instagram, you can post it on LinkedIn, whatever you want to do, you do it. Once you are doing, you are passing on that. And I'm sure each one of you will feel that responsibility of spreading the word and let people know. So with that, let me stop sharing the slides and then let us spend some time in terms of the session. Okay, let me go to the chat window. My pleasure. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to make an impact. Anurag, I like your statement. Yes, indeed, I am also equally excited. And shall I tell you one thing? I have spent thousands of hours on the stage as a speaker and a trainer. I never delivered this session so far. This is the first 1 hour I am delivering this powerful session. And I felt this is the best way to celebrate hat trick and raise the bar of our Sure Success series. Thanks a lot to each one of you, and I appreciate you joining the call and looking forward to see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. at this webinar. Thank you, and thank you, and good night. Go back and post in the group from which you have come here your experience in 1 or 2 lines. and let them know why they should be a part of this hour of power. Looking forward to see each one of you taking action. Thank you and good night. And I'm sorry we crossed by about 5 minutes. We will ensure that we don't do it as we move forward. We are still learning. Thank you and good night.